Calaroga Shark Media. Hello and welcome to Ghost. This episode is titled 12 Drummers Drumming, The Beat of Souls.
In the charming town of Evergreen Hollow, where the winter snow painted the landscape in glistening white, the Christmas season was marked by a chilling tradition, the Drummers' Circle. This secretive group of drummers, shrouded in mystery, would gather at Christmas time to perform a hauntingly beautiful and eerie ritual that summoned spirits from the other side. The townsfolk of Evergreen Hollow spoke in hushed tones about the Drummers' Circle and the spine-chilling spirits it could summon. Each tune played on the drums was associated with a different type of terrifying host, and their appearances struck fear into the hearts of those who witnessed them. The Song of Remorse was played by Antoine, the leader of the drummers. When played, a pale, emaciated figure draped in tattered funeral attire would appear. Its hollow eye sockets emitted a mournful, eerie light, and it clutched a wilted bouquet of roses. This was the ghost of regret, a spirit that embodied the sorrow and guilt of past actions. It would whisper haunting laments and recount the wrongdoings of those who summoned it, leaving them overwhelmed by remorse. The haunting nocturne, played by Isabella, a drummer with a penchant for the eerie, would conjure a spectral violinist with elongated, bony fingers and strings that emitted a ghostly melody. Its face was obscured by a hooded cloak, revealing only empty, glowing eyes. This was the phantom musician, a spirit that played a haunting tune that could trap the living in a nightmarish trance. It forced them to relive their darkest fears and regrets, driving some to madness. The Dirge of Despair, played by Matthias, a drummer known for his somber compositions, would deliver a horde of tormented souls, each with a twisted, contorted face and weeping black tears. These were the tormented spectres, spirits burdened by unending sorrow. Their presence evoked overwhelming despair, pushing those who encountered them to the brink of hopelessness. Lucia played the cursed crescendo, and with it, a grotesque skeletal conductor with elongated limbs, wielding a baton made of bones, would appear. It commanded a phantom orchestra of wailing instruments. This was the Maestro of Misery, a spirit that conducted a cacophonous symphony of suffering. Those who heard it would be overwhelmed by a cacophony of agonized screams and haunting melodies, driving them to the brink of madness. And finally, the Requiem of Regret, played by André, brought the grieving shades, ghostly figures of lost loved ones, appearing as they were in their final moments. However, these apparitions were twisted and tormented, their eyes filled with sorrow and longing. These terrifying spirits were the result of the Drummers' Circle's sinister connection to the otherworldly. The townspeople of Evergreen Hollow, while both fascinated and frightened by the haunting tunes, knew that these spectral apparitions held secrets and horrors beyond their understanding. The chilling tale began on a snowy Christmas Eve. As the clock struck midnight, the Drummers' Circle assembled in their secluded grove deep within the forest. The drummers believed that their rhythmic beats held the power to summon spirits and communicate with the otherworldly. Antoine spoke. "In this spectral symphony of the macabre, behold as we awaken the slumbering spirits from the veil of eternity with the thunderous crescendo of our drums. The spirits of the abyss shall rise. For tonight, we shall commune with the realm of the departed." Each drummer played a different tune, invoking a specific type of spirit. The haunting music filled the air as the drummers beat their drums with increasing intensity. As the drumming reached its zenith, a spectral figure emerged from the surrounding mist. It was a young woman, her ethereal form dressed in a flowing gown adorned with Christmas ornaments. She was the ghost of Christmas past, summoned by Antoine's drumming. The other townspeople, who had secretly observed the ritual from a distance, watched in awe and fear as the ghostly figure danced gracefully to the haunting melody. Her presence was both enchanting and unsettling, as memories of past Christmases flooded the minds of those who witnessed her. The next drummer, Isabella, played a different tune, and a different spirit manifested, a jolly and rotund figure with a white beard and a red suit. It was the ghost of Christmas Present, who brought a sense of warmth and merriment to the gathering. One by one, the drummers continued to summon spirits tied to the tunes they played. There was the ghost of Christmas yet to come, a shadowy and foreboding figure, the spirit of Christmas joy, who brought laughter and cheer, and the ghost of Christmas hope, a radiant and ethereal presence. The townspeople, though initially fascinated, grew increasingly fearful of the spectral manifestations. They believed that the drummers were meddling with forces beyond their control, and that the spirits they conjured carried omens of both joy and sorrow. Fueled by fear, the townspeople pleaded with the drummers to cease their haunting ritual. In response, the drummers reluctantly agreed to stop their performances, believing they were appeasing the frightened townsfolk. However, as the years passed and the drummers' circle remained silent, Evergreen Hollow began to experience a series of misfortunes. Crops failed, houses fell into disrepair, and a sense of gloom descended upon the town. The once vibrant Christmas spirit had withered away. Desperate to reverse their fortunes, the townspeople sought out the drummers once more. They begged Antoine and his fellow drummers to resume their ritual, believing that the spirits they had summoned were the protectors of their town. Reluctantly, the drummers agreed to perform their eerie ceremony once more. As the haunting tunes echoed through the forest, the spirits of Christmas past, present, and future reappeared, their presence a blend of nostalgia, joy, and hope. The townspeople watched with bated breath as the spirits danced and twirled, their ethereal forms shimmering in the moonlight. It was as if the very essence of Christmas had been rekindled, and the misfortunes that had plagued Evergreen Hollow began to fade away. In that moment, the townspeople realized the true power of the Drummers' Circle's ritual. It was not a curse, but a blessing, a means to connect with the spirits of Christmas and ensure the well-being of their town. As the final note of the drumming reverberated through the grove, the spirits gave a final spectral bow before vanishing into the mist. The townspeople cheered and applauded, grateful for the return of the Christmas spirit to their beloved Evergreen Hollow. From that day forward, the Drummers' Circle continued their Christmas Eve tradition, ensuring that the spirits of Christmas would watch over their town, bringing joy, hope, and prosperity to all. It was 8:30. The cozy living room was bathed in the warm, flickering glow of the fireplace. Stockings adorned with care hung from the mantelpiece, patiently waiting for surprises from Santa Claus. John closed his book and smiled warmly. And that, children, are the 12 ghosts of Christmas. He sent them off to bed with excitement in their hearts and set out cookies for Santa, creating a cozy and heartwarming scene of holiday joy.
Ghost is a Calaroga Shark media production, written and hosted by Alexander Ian McIntyre, produced by Mark Francis, executive producers Mark Francis and John McDermott. Calaroga Shark Media.